This is not about freedom or personal choice.
The message in America is still keep your distance.
Vaccinated or not, you'll need to mask up.
Mask up, some places even outside.
An outdoor mask requirement.
Is that really necessary? Other countries are taking a very different approach.
Denmark has lifted all domestic pandemic restrictions.
Copenhagen as if Corona had never existed.
Go Denmark. We in the United States should do the same.
Economist Don Boudreaux says Denmark, rightly, sees that locking down can be worse than COVID.
Social life can now resume, which is good news for restaurants, cafes and nightclubs.
And pretty safe for people, thanks to vaccines.
We reduced COVID through vaccination to a fairly mild ailment for the vast majority of people. You don't have to worry if the bartender at your favorite bar is vaccinated or not. You're protected against suffering severe consequences. Get vaccinated and then go about your life normally.
Portugal lifted most restrictions too. Britain ditched plans for a vaccine passport. Sweden's removed most restrictions.
We don't have to continue to upend human life in our quest to eliminate COVID, which can't happen anyway.
Why not? We eliminated smallpox.
Smallpox resides only in human beings. COVID uses other animals as reservoirs.
COVID lives in bats, deer, cats, and dogs.
We have never eliminated a disease that uses both humans and other animals as reservoirs.
Still, China acts like it's possible.
Beijing now says that it can keep the pandemic at bay.
But only by taking repressive measures. In this case, nailing a man's door shut because he broke quarantine.
It's just awful. It's tyrannical. It's what you expect of a communist tyrannical government.
At this propaganda exhibition, this woman thanks the Communist Party.
Without the Communist Party leadership, this enormous challenge will not be overcome. The exhibition brought tears to my eyes.
This is what tyranny brings you. You dispense all of your responsibility to the state. You become the state's slave, basically, and she loves that.
Australians love it less. Here, a group overran the police when police tried to crack down on a pro-freedom rally.
Curfews imposed, beaches, streets, stores emptied.
Australia's COVID rules are almost as strict as China's.
Police checkpoints to ensure no one was ever more than 25 kilometers from home.
You are bending my arm backwards.
They handcuff people who break mask laws.
Careful, Mark! You guys are
But don't worry about losing freedom, says the politician in charge.
They're not rules that are against you. They are rules for you.
So say all dictators and tyrants. They all say that their tyranny is for the greater good. In some parts of Sydney, they're not allowed to go outside their homes for more than 1 hour a day. It's just crazy there. It's not a free society anymore.
He's choking me! He's choking me!
However, Australia and China have kept deaths much lower than other countries by repressing their people. But countries can't lock down forever. When the lockdowns stop, COVID will come back. And in lockdown countries where fewer people will have natural immunity, the next surge may be worse. That's why Denmark has said, enough.
50,000 Danes celebrate the first post-pandemic free concert in Copenhagen.
Danes are living like it's 2019.
It's not admitting defeat, it's admitting reality. We learn to live with COVID in the same way that we learn to live with many, many of the other pathogens.
Living with COVID need not be terrible.
The bacteria that caused the Black Death is still circulating in the human population. A handful of people every year still die of it.
A case of bubonic plague.
It's sad, but one day every one of us is going to be done in by something.
And that's why it's time to end the pointless lockdowns, he says. And now that we have vaccines, adopt a sensible approach.
We go about our lives normally. Traveling, going to school unmasked, going to parties, dancing, hooking up, going to weddings, sporting events. We will live life normally again and be joyous. Hopefully humanity will come to its senses soon.
I'm glad you watched this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you get the next one.